To me, it was quite difficult, yeah, because I started with the language when I was 26, 25 years old. And I had to reach like a C1 level because of my master's. So I was like 5, 6 hours per day, just studying every day during I don't know how many months and passing exams and certifications and doing this. But also because I'm really interested on etymology and like I know other languages, so I can track some meanings and I can go back to my own language and see how the things have changed and blah blah. Yeah, they are more kind when I'm using Greek, and mainly when I'm using Greek in a more rural or like not a touristic place that they would like to use English maybe for also for practicing. They can share with you a more intimate like profile, and that's lovely. Like I think that's an important point if anyone is going to or is thinking to move here. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to work every part of the process. That's my experience.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. I think Nicoletta or Juliana, who raised their hand first. Yeah, Nicoletta, do you want to go first?
So yeah, besides, again, having my grandmother, but, I didn't have any connection. So I had to start from zero. I actually started taking private lessons since I was in Milan, I started, and then in London. So when it still was a dream, I thought if I'm going to move, it's going to be helpful. Otherwise, it's going to be another language, probably not very useful, but, still knowing something, which is always great. It was difficult. It's a difficult language. It's difficult, I think, because if you're not in Greece, and this was my initial experience, so you don't have access to Greek as you have, for example, for English, just thinking about music, the radio, blah, blah, blah. But, I think you reach a certain level, you can, for example, find also creative ways of learning. I used a lot like cartoons, radio, and also television, not cinema. I think it was too difficult at the beginning, but like also like series, like telenovelas in Greek, they help you a lot. And actually, besides, sometimes I'm kind of fussy about cinema, so I usually wouldn't watch this kind of, let's say, series, not in Italian, not in English, but I actually discovered that they also offer you a view on everyday life and on some part of the culture, so I found like useful for the language and also to understand some things. For me, it was very important to be fluent because I chose to live in, small islands. So, for example, in Anafi, it was only 150 people, and I would say 80% of the people are over 65. I guess, from my understanding, that it might be a bit easier if you live in, like in Athens. I know a lot of people that they don't speak Greek and they're still having a good experience. Personally, I wanted to connect with the culture, so it was very, very important to be fluent. And also, I agree with Ami. It changes the perspective that they have towards you. So you kind of become local as well. So on islands, whoever is not from the island they say it's xeno, so it's a stranger, even if they're Greeks. So, for example, sometimes they refer to me not like a xeni, so I am considered like a local. And again, but I guess it's also it becomes easier if you live in Greece or if you have friends, if you have a partner, so you can still practice a bit more. That's my view on the matter.
Thank you, Nicoletta. Thank you, Juliana. Did you want to also add your thoughts?
Yeah, as Olivia wrote also in a message, I would say that I can't tell you what you should do, of course, but I can tell you what I see from my friends who are expats, and they do all of them did the same mistake. They got comfortable with people knowing English, and they didn't jump into the learning from the beginning. And they've been here like for 5 years, for 6 years, 7 years, and they still don't speak, which is, for me, it's like unbelievable when you live in the country, when you can talk to people and they actually want to respond to you and talk to you, you know. They really want you to learn English, Greek. So, and the second one, of course, I second Nicoletta. The television, the subtitles really help. This is what I did. I was reading the subtitles, even if I didn't understand like the whole sentence. I would just, you know, let my mind do the job and learn from that. And I was reading a lot and singing. I was reading a lot of texts that I like. I really wanted to understand what I was reading, and this really helped me because I learned very fast, I would say, but I was a teenager, okay, and I was in school. I learned in 6 months, and so yeah, there is no like the try to just to speak, even if you think you're not saying it right. Just if you start speaking, you will learn much faster. That's it for me regarding the language.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. I actually did languages as my bachelor and for my bachelor's, and yeah, you learn by speaking, practicing, and the best way you learn is also by making mistakes. You know, so you learn from them much faster. Okay, great, guys. Well, I think we're gonna wrap up now. Thank you so much for you all for your insights, your participation, and I think everybody's points were great and super informative, and I think would help our community at My Greek Expat Journey. So if you can spread the word, because you know it's a new business. I'm a founder, so it's very difficult in the beginning. So you know, I really appreciate if you guys spread the word. So we also have a form where I would also love for all of you to continue the discussion by summarizing your points. You know, it's a interactive platform. Tell us about yourself, you know, your projects, you know, you can share photos, and it will be a space where our members will be able to interact with you and ask any questions so that, you know, you guys can help out as more experienced expats. Another project, just one final thing before we go. One other project that I'm going to start as a sub-brand is called Female Voices of Greece, because, you know, I think one of the points that was mentioned before was, you know, it's a very male-dominated society. You know, it's quite patriarchal, and I feel like we don't hear from women enough, especially foreign women. So if you guys are interested, I'm starting this publication in a few weeks. Would love to, you know, get some contributors, people to write about their experiences, you know, anything you want. I think it would give really special sort of insights on your experiences as a whole. So yeah, thank you everyone for being involved. I'll be uploading the recording on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and sending it in the upcoming newsletter. You can share it with anyone that you want. But yeah, have an amazing rest of your day, everybody. Thank you so much. If there's any other questions that you have, feel free to message me privately.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice to meet
everyone.
you.
Nice to meet you too. All right, bye guys. Have
Bye.
a good day. Bye. Bye.